Patience, the answer to malice. Long ago, in a quiet countryside village in England, there lived an elderly orchard keeper named Eamon. For decades, Eamon tended to his orchard on a gentle hill. His trees bore the sweetest apples, pears, and cherries anyone in the nearby towns had ever tasted. Yet more than the fruit, people loved Eamon for his kindness. No traveler left his gate hungry, and children were always welcome to pick the ripest fruit for free. At the foot of the same hill lived his neighbor, Mortimer. Mortimer owned a small orchard too, but he was a bitter man. He despised how everyone spoke fondly of Eamon and his generosity. To Mortimer, Eamon's giving nature was a weakness, something to be exploited, something foolish. One harsh winter night, Mortimer's envy reached its peak. He slipped through Eamon's orchard, snapping the branches of the oldest, most fruitful apple trees. The next morning, Eamon's sons, Lucan and Bram, found the damage and burned with rage. Father, Lucan fumed, "This has Mortimer's hands all over it. Let's go confront him. He deserves to pay for this treachery." But Eamon gently shook his head. "My sons," he said, his voice calm, "malice cannot be defeated by malice. Patience is our answer. These branches may be broken, but the roots are strong. If we respond with anger, the poison spreads. If we stand firm in patience, the bitterness will dry up on its own." Lucan and Bram struggled to accept this, but they trusted their father's wisdom. Months passed. Spring came, and despite the broken branches, Eamon's trees blossomed again. When Mortimer's orchard faced a sudden pest infestation, Eamon offered to share saplings to help him recover. Mortimer refused, humiliated by Eamon's calm charity. Then a new test came. A wealthy outsider named Percival moved into the village. Percival built massive greenhouses at the base of Eamon's hill. He boasted that his engineered produce would outshine Eamon's old, natural fruit. He sold fruit at prices so low that villagers flocked to him, forgetting Eamon's orchard. Percival spread whispers, greater than who knows what pests lurk in those ancient trees. "My crops are clean, modern, and safe." Eamon's sales dwindled. Lucan urged his father to respond. "Father, let's do what he does. Let's undercut him. Let's tell the people the truth about how he poisons the soil for profit." But Eamon only smiled. "The truth needs no shouting. If we stand in patience, the truth will bloom in time." One night, a violent storm ripped through the village. Percival's grand greenhouses could not withstand the gale. Roofs caved in, glass shattered, crops drowned in the sudden flood. Overnight, Percival's fortune turned to ruin. His workers left him. The villagers, who once adored his cheap fruit, turned their backs. With no one left to turn to, Percival humbled himself and knocked on Eamon's cottage door at dawn. He looked tired, wet, and defeated. "Eamon, I mocked you, tried to bury you. I see now your patience is stronger than my pride. Will you help me?" Eamon's son stared in disbelief. But Eamon welcomed Percival in, gave him warm tea, and said, "Greater than I will help you rebuild, but only if you understand. The roots of the orchard grow strong when they share soil with kindness, not deceit. Be patient with yourself, and patient with this land." Together, Eamon's family and the village rebuilt parts of Percival's ruined greenhouses and taught him how to care for the soil instead of draining it dry. Percival learned to respect the land and the people who tended it with steady hands and open hearts. Years later, when Eamon passed away, the villagers planted young apple trees around his grave. On each tree, they hung a small wooden sign carved with his lesson, "Greater than malice falls to pieces before patience." The lesson: even the deepest bitterness cannot stand against a patient heart. Shouting at darkness only feeds it, waiting it out with steady hope weakens it until light returns. In Eamon's village, they say to this day, "Greater than an orchard rooted in patience weathers any storm." And so does the human heart.